Hey guys, I just had to sneak away for a second. I'm currently in Atlanta at the Momentum Mastermind, hosted by my former client and friend, Gabrielle Chery. Now, listen, I did not expect to have all the feels. I'm a professional. When I'm booked to speak, I come, I pray and prepare and all the things, and I'm ready to pour out into those in the room. But I didn't expect God to pour it into me the way that He has over the last couple of days. When I first got here and Gabby introduced me to the group, she told them how my podcast, Blessed and Bossed Up, was one of the first podcasts that she really got into. And she just discussed how Blessed and Bossed Up really gave her permission to use her voice, and how so many others over the years had spoken things that made her feel like she needed to shrink. But Blessed and Bossed Up was able to pour into her in such a way where she was able to use her voice. So much so, she became a client, and I helped her grow her podcast. But now she is helping other people find their voice. Like, I'm here listening to, and I'm whispering a bit because the people are recording content behind me. As I'm listening to the stories of these women, and I'm seeing the fear fall off, I'm seeing the light come back into their eyes, I'm seeing the deliverance happening, and God has used me to pour into and prophesy to many of them. Like, I'm seeing the breakthrough, the tears, and just the glory of God really rest on these women who have been through so many things. And I'm just watching them in real time. Like, I can see them there, but I can also just see spiritually how God is just building them up, and they're about to be sent out to reach more people, to help others find their voice, to spread the gospel even further. And I am just so full because it's bigger than podcasting. And I'm not saying that Gabby wouldn't be here making the impact that she's making without my podcast, because I believe that if it wasn't me, God was going to use someone else. But what an honor for something that I was so stressed about, that I felt so unqualified for. Man, I'm seeing in real time just how God is such an on, and I'm just seeing in real time how God is just such a multiplying God, where something as small as a podcast planted the seed in Gabby, who then God planted seeds for these women, and just to see it grow. And these women will go forth and spread the gospel, impact those they're called to impact. And then the people that they impact will do the same thing. And it's just this magnificent spread of the good news. And I could never have imagined. And so I wanted to pull Gabby to record that real quick and just come outside into the hallway to share my reflection. Because some of you, you're so caught up in the fear, the uncertainty, the self-doubt, not feeling qualified, all of these things that is blocking you from fully walking into what God has for you and fully launching and starting this platform He's called you to start. Like, you want Him to show you all of this and what it's going to be and the impact that it's going to make. You want Him to show you that before you start, but that wouldn't be faith now, would it? And so I'm sharing with you what I am seeing 7.5 years after giving God my yes, in an effort to encourage you to give God your yes and watch how He multiplies it, and watch what happens, and watch how it'll start to make sense. Like, I'm thinking back to when I first changed my podcast to Blessed and Bossed Up, and I'm thinking about how I felt like nobody's going to listen, how I didn't feel the impact of what was being made. But here I am, 7.5 years later, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it with my natural eyes. What an honor. So again, for some of you, you have to give God your yes in faith and trust that He is a multiplying God. So I'm full. I am so full, and I am just excited, and I'm excited to just continue to do the work. And for those of you who don't know, I have opened up my program, the Purpose to Podcast program, for those who God has called to this platform. This is a program that is more mentorship than instruction, right? I've been doing this for a while. I know how to help you grow your podcast, but I want to help you grow spiritually. I want to help you grow in your spiritual stamina. I want to help you grow in your confidence. I want to help you grow in your awareness of the goodness of God, because in your awareness of the glory of God, And in your awareness that in your weakness, his strength is shown best, in your awareness of knowing and understanding that you don't have to figure it out. The result is God's business. You just have to obey. In you doing that, you will see your life change.
Wow. Just having the opportunity to work with Tatum again, but on a different project has been so much of a full circle moment. I remember when I first started listening to podcasts, and Blessed and Boss Up was one of the first podcasts that really drew my heart in. And I didn't know it then, but it was giving me permission to find my own voice. And so I'm excited to have Tatum to be at now my event that I'm able to welcome her into. And it's all because it started off with a podcast. It all started off with me leaning in and learning how to use my own voice. And I couldn't have done that without Tatum, without God blessing her with the idea of starting something that I don't even think she knew was going to be able to impact women like me. So I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And so if you're in a place where you're trying to figure out, should I start? When should I start? How should I start? Ask no more questions. Tatum is definitely the woman to walk you into your next and to help you build a podcast that's going to help you transition and transform lives of the way that she's transformed mine. So this is my second year doing the Momentum event. The whole thing behind it is to help women really gain power, confidence, and building their own personal brands. And so this weekend is all about helping them to find their voice, to be honest, helping them to find their voice in their specific industry, and also create the type of content that's going to help them to build, protect, and then monetize their content as they're growing. And so it is, man, yesterday was so transformative for so many women. We saw so many breakthroughs. And what I love most is that women are now seeing themselves in a new way that they haven't saw themselves before. And so it's blessing my heart to see that. And I'm excited for what's next.